When you picture a serious astronomer, what comes to mind? Probably someone behind a massive, super complicated telescope, right? It's the classic image. But what if I told you that for a whole bunch of incredible things up there in the night sky, that giant telescope is actually the wrong tool for the job? Today, we're going to explore why your best first step into the universe might already be sitting in a closet at home. So let's get right to it. Do you really need a huge, expensive telescope for serious stargazing? The assumption is always that bigger is better. But is it true? Well, the answer isn't just no. It's that something way smaller and way simpler is often so much better. And there it is. Seriously, this is the one piece of advice you'll hear from pretty much every seasoned astronomer out there. The real gateway to the cosmos isn't some complex, pricey machine. It's just a good pair of binoculars. That's right. We're talking about the humble binocular. We're about to see how this simple tool isn't just a great starting point. It's a legit secret weapon that can unlock the night sky in a way that big telescopes often just can't. Okay, so let's quickly compare them. A telescope is kind of like looking at the sky through a straw. You get this incredible, powerful zoom on one tiny little spot. But binoculars, they're like throwing open a huge window. You get this amazing wide field of view that lets you see entire constellations and star fields in all their glory. It makes finding your way around so much more intuitive. It feels less like a technical observation and more like, well, like you're taking a personal tour of the cosmos. I love this analogy because it's perfect. Starting with binoculars really is like learning to ride a bike. There's no complicated setup, no confusing eyepieces to swap out. You just pick them up, point them at the sky, and boom, you're instantly exploring. It makes the whole experience so approachable and fun, right from the very first minute. All right, so say you're ready to grab a pair. You're going to immediately notice some numbers on them, something like 10 by 50. This isn't some scary technical jargon. It's actually a really simple code that tells you exactly what they can do. So what does 10 by 50 actually mean? Well, the first number, the 10x, that's the magnification. It means things are going to look 10 times closer than they do with your own eyes. Simple enough? The second number, the 50, that's the size of the front lenses in millimeters. And this one is all about gathering light. Think of them as light buckets. The bigger this number, the more faint, distant stars and galaxies you can scoop up. And for stargazing, 10 by 50 is often called the classic for a reason. It's just a perfect balance of power and brightness. But hold on, the numbers aren't the whole story. You'll also see terms like field of view. That's how wide your window on the sky is, and eye relief, which is really, really important for comfort, especially if you wear glasses. And better lens coatings just mean you get brighter, sharper images. You don't have to become an expert on this stuff, but just knowing these features exist is what separates a frustrating night from a totally magical one. And now for the really fun part. What can you actually see with these things? Let's take a little tour of the universe, all through the lens of a simple pair of binoculars. First stop, our moon. Through binoculars, it just completely transforms from a flat disk into a real, three-dimensional world. You can trace the sharp shadows of craters and mountain ranges, especially along that line between night and day. The vast, dark seas look like ink spilled across the surface. It feels so close, you'll feel like you could just reach out and touch it. And the planets? They stop being just bright dots and become actual places. Point your binoculars at Jupiter and you'll see exactly what Galileo saw. 4 tiny pinpricks of light dancing around the planet. Those are its largest moons. Saturn won't show its rings super clearly, but you'll definitely see it's not a point. It's a distinct oval shape. And you can actually watch Venus go through phases, just like our own moon, which is just so cool. Now this is where binoculars truly shine and even beat many telescopes. That wide view is just perfect for these huge, sprawling star clusters. You can frame the entire Pleiades cluster, which honestly looks like a glittering diamond necklace just scattered on black velvet. Or you can trace the giant V shape of the Hyades. These are breathtaking sights that powerful telescopes just can't capture all at once. And yes, believe it or not, you can even go galaxy hunting. On a dark night, you can find the faint, beautiful glow of the Orion Nebula, a stellar nursery where new stars are literally being born right now. And maybe even more amazing, you can spot the Andromeda Galaxy. Now it's going to look like a faint, ghostly little smudge, but just stop and think about what you're seeing. That smudge is the combined light of 1 trillion stars, and that light has been traveling for 2.5 million years just to end its journey in your eyes. It's mind-blowing. So, how do you match the tool to the target? As you can see here, different sizes are good at different things. Those smaller 7x50s, they're fantastic for just sweeping across the Milky Way and taking in those vast star fields. The classic 10x50s are your perfect all-rounders. And if you get a larger 15x70 pair and put them on a tripod, you'll start to pull in the faint glow of even more distant nebulae and other galaxies. Okay, so hopefully you're inspired. You've got your binoculars, you know what to look for, but how do you make that first night out truly unforgettable? I've got a few simple tips that are going to make a world of difference. All right, here's your checklist for success. Number 1, stabilize your view. The tiniest shake of your hands can blur everything, so just lean against a wall, or better yet, sit in a chair. 2, let your eyes adapt. This is a big one. Give yourself a full 20 minutes away from bright lights to let your natural night vision kick in. 3, use a stargazing app on your phone. It's like having a GPS for the stars. And finally, stay comfortable. A reclining chair, a warm blanket, that's what will let you explore for hours. Now, you don't need a ton of gear, but a few little things can really upgrade the experience. A tripod with an adapter is a total game changer, especially for bigger binoculars. It gets rid of all the shakiness. A reclining lawn chair is just pure comfort for scanning the sky. And a red flashlight is a must-have. It lets you see what you're doing without completely wrecking that precious night vision you just waited for. You see, the universe isn't some exclusive club that requires an expensive membership card. It is right there, right above your head, just waiting for you to explore it. And your ticket to get in is so much simpler than you ever thought. And that's really the heart of it all. That's why we start with binoculars. They strip away all the complexity and just connect you directly with the cosmos. It's about that pure, simple joy of just looking up and discovering what's out there. No wrestling with complicated equipment, just instant, immersive exploration. So I've got a challenge for you. The next clear night, just grab a pair of binoculars, any pair, step outside, and just look up. The moon, the planets, star clusters, even galaxies millions of light years away, they are all within your reach. The universe is waiting. So what will you discover first?